What is up, guys? Jeremy here from Noob Down Under, and yes, it is that time of week again, the time of week where we compile all the gaming news that matter to me. And just before we start this week, I wanted to remind you guys we're doing a Crysis 3 giveaway on our channel. All you have to do to be in the running is to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. The winner will be drawn next week on our Noob News segment, so keep a lookout for that. Now, the first thing we're going to be talking about this week is an update to the release date of Naughty Dog's The Last of Us PS3 exclusive. It would seem that, as of an article I found over at GameSpot.com, the game was previously scheduled for release on May 7th, but it's now being moved back to June 14th, which is a little bit depressing because I really am keen for this game. Now, the developers have noted that as they entered the final stages of development, rather than cutting corners and compromising their vision, they really wanted to give the game a few extra weeks that it deserved to ensure that every detail was up to Naughty Dog's high international standards. So really look out for this game. I'm really annoyed, a bit annoyed that it's just on PS3 because even though I have a PS3, it is broken at the moment. Now, in my own humble opinion, I don't understand the logic behind exclusives. I mean, I'm not the kind of person that will go out and buy the whole console just for one game. I mean, I'll probably find another game, but it will be disappointing for me to maybe miss out on this unless I can get my PS3 working. And I really do think a lot of people do follow the same opinion as me. If you think that exclusives are good, I encourage you to start a discussion down in the comment section below. I probably will talk to you guys about it. So if you don't know what The Last of Us is, it is sort of a zombie survival, sort of end of the world game, and it's on PS3 only, and it just looks amazing, like the narrative and the characters. I'm very excited for it, even though I might not get to play it. But anyway, here are some highlights from the trailer that I thought was just amazing.
What if it's true?
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. And in this world, that sort of shit's good for one thing. Getting you killed.
What do we do?
You make every shot count. You see, I believe everything happens for a reason.
Everything that I've done. Can't be for nothing.
So if you are keen to check that out, just head over to the link in the description for some more information. Now, next I want to talk about a follow-up to Crysis 3, which is being released on the 19th of February in North America and unfortunately on the 21st in Australia and the Pacific. Now, last week they released the last episode in their 7 series episodes of Wonders trailers, which I found really showed off the cataclysmic elements to Crysis 3. And I have here just a small clip from the final trailer.
You think whoever worked in this office between crunching numbers and worrying about missing yoga class ever thought they'd see the end of the world? Or for that matter, knew this is one of the best sniper spots in the city?
Now, I really recommend you guys go and check that out. There was also videos which showcased all the multiplayer maps. Firstly, they had airports and museum, which are the ones we saw in the beta. We also saw Penn Depot, East River, Williamsburg Skyline, Hydro Dam, Brooklyn Bridge, Financial District, and Chinatown, which showcased some of the other modes and some of the things we'll expect to see in the Crysis 3 multiplayer, which I'm incredibly keen for. Now, in other news that's probably more relevant to Australians, but I guess you won't mind hearing anyway, is that the R18 rating has finally been adopted, and even though it didn't look like it was going to come to Queensland, which is where I'm from, so drop a like if you're from Queensland as well, after a bizarre day in the Parliament, they finally passed the rating, which means we finally have made it up with the rest of the world, and finally getting an adult rating for games. It just seemed ridiculous how long this took. It's always worked very well in the movie sector, and games, we've missed out on a lot of good games because of this, and this is really good news. So if you're interested in checking out some more news about that, just head over to the link included in the description. You'll get more details on the R18 rating in Australia. Now, finally, today I want to talk a bit in follow-up of my last week's video on the next generation consoles, but I did find over at GameSpot an article talking and showcasing a released PS4 controller. Now, there was a few rumors going around that there would be a share button, that it was becoming a bit more mainstream, and the people were starting to freak out. But from what looks to be a developer controller, which has not been confirmed as the final release, but there's solid sources behind it, it seems that they have included the rumored touchpad, which seems very not mainstream, but sort of where controllers and things are going these days. So it's very next gen is the word I'm looking for. Now, this prototype version of the PS4 controller first appeared over at Destructoid, and it appears to be the prototype controller for the next PlayStation. And as you can see here on the screen, it seems to be a bit chunkier. It seems to be a bit different. It's definitely a bit of a step up from the current, classic DualShock. It's been in 1, 2, and 3, and it might be a bit different for gamers. I don't know. I think people will find it, probably complain a lot at first, but then they'll get used to it. It'll be interesting to see. But we'll learn a lot more about it next week, as Sony is expected to unveil the new console in New York on February the 20th. And I am very excited to be keeping you guys up to date with that next week on the show. All the things that we get out of the Orbis release. It'll be interesting to see what will really power the next generation of consoles and what this means for games for the next 7 or 8 years. So there you have it. That is pretty much all that mattered to me in game release news this week. Wasn't a hell of a lot, but there's a bit to look at. And so once again, I would just like to remind you guys of the Crysis 3 giveaway that we will be doing on our channel next week on the show. And all you have to do to be in the running is to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and comment on why you think you should get it, or comment on something that just start a discussion about what was in the video. Yeah, now in the background today we had some Call of Duty Black Ops 2 gameplay on Standoff. I think it was 36 in 8 or something. Anyway, don't forget to check out some of our other videos linked on screen here. And once again, my name is Jeremy from Noob Down Under. This has been my attempt to bring you some informative and intriguing gameplay news, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.